Hi, Jordan Sybrandt, marriage and family therapist here in San Diego. I hope you enjoy this tip. Let's talk about low self-esteem and feeling inadequate. Feeling inadequate or having low self-esteem is something that comes as the result of having expectations for yourself that are unattainable. For example, wanting to be perfect at something, it's just not realistic. The reality is that we all make mistakes. We all run into challenges and problems, and that's actually how we grow. But when you have low self-esteem, or when you measure yourself unfairly against a standard, you have no other choice but to feel bad about it. So feeling inadequate and having low self-esteem means you need to take some time to look inward at your own rules and your own expectations for your life. Are they actually realistic? Now, asking yourself that question might be kind of challenging because maybe you've had these expectations or rules for a really long time. And so part of the strategy on this one is that you need to get other people outside of your family, friends perhaps, maybe a trusted mentor or a teacher or a colleague at work, and you need to ask and start finding out from other people, is this a standard that they have for themselves? What kind of a standard might they have instead? Now that doesn't mean that you have to have their standards, because the truth is they might have really low standards. But what you need to start doing is evaluating the spectrum of standards in each area of your life. Okay, that means in your relationships, in the way that you do work, in your physical health and fitness. And you need to find out if your standards are realistic or if the standards are perfection, so high that you can't possibly attain them. Okay? Once you resolve the standard and make it more realistic, you'll notice that the inadequacy and the low self-esteem start to fade away. Now that doesn't mean that you say, I'm not going to get an A in all of my classes, or I'm not going to excel at work, but it might mean that you say, I'm going to excel and it's okay if I make mistakes. Because maybe somewhere in your rules and expectations you believe that if you make a mistake more than once, you're failing. And that would make you feel horrible, because the truth is that you probably fail a lot if you can only make one mistake in any given area of your life. So when you go back and you reevaluate the rules and expectations that you have for your life, you'll notice that your esteem for yourself will rise because you'll be meeting those rules and expectations more frequently. So an example of an expectation or rule that will help you have good self-esteem or adequate self-esteem is I make progress in every area of my life no matter how many mistakes I make. Now you can hear the difference between that and I need to do it perfectly. If I make more than one mistake, I've failed, right? Those are drastically different. And if you live your life by an idea of avoiding failure instead of I make progress no matter how many mistakes I make, you will feel low self-esteem and inadequate far more often than you need to. So adjusting and tweaking those rules and expectations for yourself is something that can dramatically change the way that you feel about who you are and the value that you see in yourself. And if it's something that you have a hard time with, I highly, highly encourage that you go to a professional, have them work with you on some of these thoughts and expectations. There's a great model called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT for short, that can really help you in adjusting these expectations and getting into feeling adequate, feeling self-worth, being proud of yourself, having confidence. And if that's something you struggle with, I challenge you, really, to take action towards getting some help. Jordan Sybrandt, marriage and family therapist, encouraging you to be more of the amazing person you already are.